Everyone thinks that mental health is a game. They think that they can handle it all on their own. They think that this is something that will go away. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't go away. It's not something you can necessarily handle all on your own. It is what it is. And it is something that many of us suffer from. And I say that to say this: people are having hard times these days, and they're thinking of doing things that they never thought of doing before, like taking their own life. And as someone who has had to survive the loss of someone who's taken their own life, I can assure you that it's much harder than you think. It is more challenging than you could ever imagine. You don't know how important you are to us because we did not do a good enough job to let you know. Or maybe you do know how important you are to us, but you just didn't get the right help to stop the voices. Well, here's your opportunity. Three numbers: 988. Three little numbers. You call 911 when you're in trouble. You're still in trouble. Dial 988. Get someone on the line that can help you. You don't got to tell them your name. You don't got to tell them where you are. You simply need to get them on the line to get help. And if for some reason you're just not ready to make that call, but you know that you're in trouble, go on BetterHelp. I have no affiliation with them at all. I do not get a single ounce of advertisement money from them. I just use them. I use them for self mental checkups and other things. And I'm telling you, this is something that you can use. You can talk to them via text message. You can talk to them on camera, off camera, on the phone. You have options. And there are people who service every single issue there is. So before you make a decision that we have to live with, make one that you can live with and stay. Get help. Contact somebody because you don't know what it would do to those people who care about you. But let me be the first to tell you, every day I feel like I failed, my friend, because I did not see the signs. I did not know what to look for. And I did not feel like that I was fully there for him. So stay. Tomorrow needs you. I am back. People, welcome back to another Field Review podcast show where we talk all things Detroit Lions. I'm in a good mood. I've had some time to regroup. Thank you to all the people who gave me love, support, and prayers on the loss of my brother. So thank you to all those people who checked in on me repeatedly, kept me laughing, and kept me distracted. I absolutely love you all. We got a lot to cover. I got to cover a lot, and I got to do it in a short period of time because it is necessary. So let me get this thing popping. How about them Eagles? Hey, mad at them. All right. Let's see who's in the building with me. We got my man Joe Lewis in the building. Looney Tunes in the building. Raw Detroit's in the building. Tactical Puma 58 is in the building. We got my man John Jones in the building. One funky Lion fan who's in the building with us. We got our Eagle fan who says, how about them Eagles? So, I mean, when your team is winning, I got to give you love. It is what it is, right? We got my man Craig Ferguson in the building. As people start to roll in here, we're going to cover a lot of things. And just to give you a quick snippet of what we're going to cover, we're going to talk about a little bit of Sheila Ford press conference or a random press conference there is. And we're going to talk a little bit about Aubrey Pleasant. We're going to talk about Dan Campbell, Aaron Glenn. We're going to talk about the Dolphins versus Eagles game and so forth and so on. So we got a lot to cover. I see my man's Malik Mills is in the building. He says, I'm back home. What it do, Luke? What it do, brother? Welcome back. Again, your team is winning. So feel free to rep your squad. I ain't mad at you. Fly, Eagles, fly. All right, that's what you want, right? I mean, y'all beat us, so I can't say nothing, right? Right? But it happens. James Tansley says, "What's going on with the Lions? We finna talk about it, man. We're gonna get into it. Midwest Lions in the building and Chroma's in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you win here, put a comment in there so I can just shout you out, man. First things first, I gotta do this because my ass is behind and was not planning on being behind, was not planning on missing this, but I gotta do this. The Pick'em League. Okay. The Pick'em League is alive and well. I am dying slow in the Pick'em League. I literally identified the two teams who is making me look real bad. And it is the Detroit Lions and Seattle Seahawks. They don't like me. Okay. They're the ones who's making me look bad. But as of right now, as of October 31st, the last day of the month, the leader is make sure I get this right. Pennicini, Envy, who is sitting at 72-49, followed by 13 Precinct Gang Inc., who is also sitting at 72-49. And if you're wondering if they got the same record and same total, why is 13 Precincts shorter? Because he did not win his tiebreaker. That's what it boils down to. So if you're not filling out your tiebreakers, then chances is this is where you're losing your battle. Okay. So just FYI. But as you can see here, that's who we got. And then obviously in third place, we got Black Spirit. Yes, he's not too far behind. He's on the heels, and so is CB. Blue Jay Sarge is down in the 5th range. Hangover Gang, love the name, is in 6th. I'm gonna show y'all where I'm at, but don't y'all judge me, okay? Radio AM, Tactical Pumas right there, Shades. I just want to show y'all where y'all are. Steel Curtain. I got a Steeler fan in here. God dang. God, you gonna come here and do me like that? He's at 11. That dude live is at 12. Motown Football's at 13. Gino at 14. Mr. Marcus at 15. Hollywood Boner is at 16. And y'all see me, I'm at 21. Them damn Lions. We gonna keep seeing who else on the list real quick. We wanted to get this out the way. This is the totals for since week 1 on up to now week 8. Damn, my man JGB. Damn, bro. I mean, I don't know what to say. Chances is they probably missed a bunch of weeks, is what I'm guessing. Sometimes people just forget to put the weeks in, so that's what you see. But all right, there's that. All right, so we got that out of the way. All right, there go your leaders. Now, first things first. Breaking news this morning was the Detroit Lions have relieved defensive backs coach Aubrey Pleasant of his duties. I'm going to say that again. The Detroit Lions have relieved defensive backs coach Aubrey Pleasant of his duties. They've said that your services will no longer be needed. Thank you, but no thank you. We're going to go in a different direction. Now, this is shocking to me for a number of reasons. One, I have a very interesting take about this, and it's something that I think some people will agree with and others will disagree with. But before I get into that take, I want to know, what are your thoughts about hearing about Aubrey Pleasant being fired? What are your thoughts in the chat about him no longer being the defensive backs coach? Because mine is going to be interesting. And I expect it to be interesting because I'm having a hard time understanding some things, okay? I'm having a little bit of trouble making sense of all of this. All right. So just give me your thoughts. Is this your options? This is a good move. This is a bad move. That's all I want to know. Was this a good move or a bad move? I see my man Mike is in the building. What's going on, Mike? Happy Halloween to you too, sir. Dr. Detroit's in the building. What's going on? But I want to know, is this a good move or a bad move? They fire Aubrey Pleasant today. Is it a good move or a bad move? Mike says AP with the sole problem on defense said no one scapegoat. I'm just saying. Dr. Detroit says I think his Aubrey Pleasant's backfield wasn't so pleasant. Okay. It was a move. That's all. I take that. Scapegoat 100%. I get it. So here's what I think happened. Now, according to the reports, whenever it was reported that the issue was RB Pleasant had worked on a game plan with Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell, in which the DBs were supposed to be extremely physical at the line of scrimmage with the receivers of the Miami Dolphins. And for some reason, they didn't do that. And they said that they told him repeatedly on the sidelines that, hey, this person needs to start to get up at the line of scrimmage and put them hands on them. Now, if y'all know anything about me or you seen my Kudos Not Worth a Top 10 video, if you are in press position and you give a receiver a free release, I'm pulling out my hair. I will never understand this. I will never understand this. You have to do something if you were in that positioning. Okay? But it got me to thinking. Right? About some things. We were actually scapegoat RB Pleasant, right? We will scapegoat him, but we do this with the attitude that he did not have the decency to say go into press coverage, right? But I feel like the bigger issue, if you wanted to fire a position coach, should have been the D-line coach. We have invested a lot of money into that defensive line, and I'm still waiting for it to pay off. And when I look at the secondary, a secondary that has lost Tracy Walker, who was given a hurt Deshaun Elliott to come in and play, who was then given AJ Parker, an undrafted free agent, who was then turned around and given a bunch of nothing. For that secondary to be to blame, it's comical to me. For the fans to say that, oh, that secondary should not play like that. It's been playing like that. Why do you think I thought we were going DB with the first pick? I thought it was either Kyle Hamilton or Sauce Gardner, because it was literally that bad and obvious. I even made a whole video showing us getting gouged, big play after big play after big play against the Ravens from last year. And I told people, your secondary sucks. And people told me that, oh, you get the D-line and it fixes the secondary. But it doesn't. Your front seven is a joke. And we're firing a defensive backs coach. Meanwhile, our damn D-line ain't doing squat. Nothing. And I'm just asking. I don't even like the idea of talking about the linebackers. Oh, I saw a post where they said that the linebacker coach has done more with less. Huh? I mean, let's be honest, right? If you were to look at this team before Matt Patricia, this is how far we got to go back. Look at the team before Matt Patricia. You would have said that we had problems in the secondary before Matt Patricia, right? That's what you would have said. You would have said we could have upgraded some spots in secondary to get somebody to play opposite of Slay. We could have got another safety to play with my man Glover Quinn, right? We could have did those things. Then Patricia comes in, and then the secondary gets even worse. We get Tavon Wilson's and everything else. And then he leaves, and you get Dan Campbell. And I'm asking you to just go and look, because I can't do all the research for you. Go and look. We literally swapped the players out for the same players with different faces. Some of y'all date the same woman with a different name. And this is the reality. And I'm telling you, I'm kind of confused by the idea of saying we lost that game or the problem is our secondary. I'm not buying it. When you going to fire the D-line coach who can't teach our D linemen to have a counter move? Basic stuff. To have an initial plan before you rush. Just basic stuff. But we're firing the DB's coach. Really? So that tells me one of two things happened. One, he got into some kind of argument with Aaron Glenn and Dan Campbell, and they decided to just call it quits and go their separate ways. Or two, he said, you know what? I can't do it with this. This is not how I don't want to coach this way. And I prefer to just go on my way and y'all do y'all thing. But what we cannot do is act as if though that this is a good thing. I'm not allowing it today. When we start getting more people telling me that we should have fired the D-line coach, we can talk about it. If you wanted to send a message, fire the D-line coach. Start there. Show me why our D-line can't consistently get a push. Show me that. Tell me why our linebackers are consistently overrunning plays. Why our D-line can't maintain gap assignment? And we get rid of the DB's coach. I find this ironic. Now, do I think the coaches are revolting against Dan? No, I don't think that's what it was. I think they had a strong disagreement, and he said some words that didn't sit well with Dan Campbell. And I don't even think Dan Campbell's the person who did the firing. I think Brad Holmes said, "Hey, we got to change something up. So which one of these guys you gonna let go? Something got to happen." So he went with the guy who he felt did not follow his game plan. I'm just saying. You skipped the wrong one. I could make the argument that Pleasant should have stayed over the D-line coach. Okudah coming off an injury, he goes out and teaches him a few things and gives him safety help. Brilliant. And I don't know if y'all been paying attention, but every time they play Okudah in the box, you notice how well he performs, but he's not a safety. I know somebody's going to argue with that. And I'm looking at it, trying to make sense of it all, but I keep coming back to the point of we invested so much of our money into the damn D-line. When is it going to pay off? I don't want to talk about rookies. I don't want to talk about drafts. I don't want to talk about none of it. I want to talk about how in the hell do we fire Aubrey Pleasant, but the D-line coach is good. He has been given every damn thing. And before somebody say, well, to be fair, Luke, he don't get Romeo, I don't care. This team is literally constructed with the same people. Y'all ain't gonna like this, but he goes some hard truth. Malcolm Rodriguez is Jalen Reeves-Maybin. That's what he is. New name, new face, same player. Aiden Hutchinson is looking just like Trey Flowers. New name, new face, same player. I'm not even making this up. Alex Anzalone looked just like Alex Anzalone, who should have never been brought back. If you look at this defensive talent on this team, there's nobody, I guarantee you, there's nobody in here who would say that they thought that this defensive talent looked like it was a top 20 defensive talent. They won't say it's top 15. They wouldn't dare utter their mouth for top 10, 5, or 1. They won't say that. We didn't have top 20 defensive talent. There ain't a single person on this defense that a team comes into and say, we got to stop. There ain't a single one. We literally swapped the same goddamn names out for it. They went out, got Levi Onwuzurike. He's Michael Brockers. And we're firing defensive backs coach. This defense is the same damn defense from the first year of Dan Campbell's team. It's the exact same defense. And I'm not trying to act as if though I'm right about this. Just making an observation. You got these players who I'm trying to figure out, what did you expect the defense to be? No offense should have to continue to have shootouts to win games. Mike say Levi Deshaun Hen, Luke. He never plays. My bad. I'm just saying, we got the same people. We have the same people. I'm not even trying to knock it. I'm just saying, look at this team. Go back. You got all the internet in the world. Cell phone, tablet. You got internet. Go and look at the roster this year on the defense. Go and look at the roster last year on the defense. And go and ask yourself this question. Look at every defense Patricia had, and I promise you, you can find a player that we can swap in and out and say they're the same player. There's no upgrades here. The defense has always been a problem from the get-go. And I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just simply trying to get you to see that the defense was never going to change. Why can't you just say, you know what? Our defense needs to hold a team to 21 points. 21. Can you hold them to 21? Couldn't he hold them to 21? And here's another thing that I got to look at. And I could be wrong about this, but I'm not so sure when you don't have Tracy Walker out there that we should be pressing Waddles and Tyreek Hill. And if that's the reason he was let go, then he should be excited for the early vacation. There's no way. I'm not coming into the game saying, let me press these two speedy months. I'm not doing that. Unless you know you got a dog up there like Charles Tillman or somebody who's going to beat you at the line of scrimmage down, I'm not doing it. But I'm just pointing out to you that this is the same damn defense. It's just, I just want people to look at it and think, what's really going on with this team? You know why the Lions lost to the Dolphins? I'm gonna give you the most simplest form of why they lost to the Dolphins. Let me cue it up. Let me cue it up. See, I can tell you what the problem is. It is not just here. And if you want to blame the head coach, be my guest. I don't really care. I think the problem is bigger than that, but that's just not where I'm at. But let me show you why the Lions lost to the Dolphins. Let me bring this up. I want y'all to take a hard look. All right? I want y'all to take a hard look at this. Look at this number right here. And take one out for Jared Goff's 3-yard run. Not counting quarterback runs. Take it out. So that's 18 carries. And I'm going to take it out these 5 runs. That's 21. You tell me how you in a game where you leading the whole game and you got 19 carries a game. How? How, Sway? How? How is it that in a game you were leading the whole time, you only got 19 carries? How? And if you think that's bad, go and look at the previous games, like the game against Washington, when you had a lead again and the quarterback threw the ball 41 times. We're not going to talk about that, though. We want to give all the blame to the head coach and all the praise when the offense do good to the offensive coordinator. No, they all get blamed the same way. The head coach get blamed regardless because he's the head coach. But you tell me why the offensive coordinator think that this right here is cool. 19 carries. In a game you were leading the whole time. 19 carries. Why? The Lions don't ride the hot hand. The defense is the defense. They are who we thought they were. And to all the people who say linebackers don't matter, go and talk to the Ravens. They said, hold my beer. That they just traded for Roquan Smith and gave up 2 draft picks, including the second. They don't matter, though. Got it. The rich getting richer. Got it. Meanwhile, you got to go with positional value because they're the closest to the ball. Well, when are you going to get to the damn ball carrier? When are you going to get to the damn thing? The Lions, I forget you another reason. Hold on. Let me give you another reason. See, you're not running the ball enough, but let me give you another reason. Because everybody want to talk about the drops. We get into the drops later. Let's get down here. I want y'all to just take this all in. Take this all in. This is the defense. Take it all in. Take it all in. Let me make sure I don't leave nobody out. Let me just roll this down just a little bit more. Okay. Because I know somebody gonna come in here and talk to me about pressure. Just for reference, people. Let's start from right here. Who on this damn defense right here in this game y'all was trying to game plan for if you was the Dolphins to stop? I'll wait. Who's the guy? Who's the guy on this defense you're trying to stop? I'll wait. I gotta see this in the chat. Show me. Who's the guy? When you look at this defense, who is the person you're coming into the game saying, hey, I gotta stop this one? I'm just trying to figure it out. Linebackers don't matter, they say. Right? They don't matter. The linebackers can care less. There's not a singular person on this damn defense that you are concerned with stopping. We got Juju Hughes. We talking Juju. Huh. You come in game planning for him. Will Harris, certainly. Chris Board. I'm trying. Who's the guy? Who's the dude that you line up and you say, we got a game plan for him? Because I want you to take this all into perspective. We fire Aubrey Pleasant, fine. We should have been here minutes later. The Lions fired defensive line coach, linebacker coach, and they fired DB coach. If we doing that, I'm just asking. What you talking about, William? Who in the 2022 draft will have forced offenses to game plan for them? Jordan Davis. You want me to keep going? It's looking like people are trying to game plan for Devin Lloyd. You want me to keep going? You really want me to keep going? There was people in this draft that people are game planning for. Really? That's who. I gave you a few. You can do what you want with the rest. Sauce Gardner. I mean, listen, we're not gonna keep going. We're not gonna keep going. I can go to linebackers that people are game planning for. Come on, stop with it. And don't just stop at the draft. What about the free agency? Could you have got somebody in free agency that people had the game plan for? Just asking. You don't think you could have got Matt Judon? You don't think you could have went out and added what's my man? Kyrie White? You don't think you could have got him? Now we want to talk about scheme. You asked a question, I answered it. That's all I'm saying. You asked a question, I answered it. There was people that get game plan for. Who on the damn Lions defense is getting game plan for? I'll wait. Because that was the real question. Not ask a question with a question, but tell me who on the Lions defense is getting game plan for. And I've already missed a game. I was very disappointed in what happened to them in the previous game. But come on. See, he said Kyrie White, yes. He's clearly famous for being schemed for. Is he better than Alex Anzalone? Do you want to take that bet? You want to take that bet? You want to tell me that he ain't better than Alex Anzalone? You telling me that you can literally bring in Roquan Smith, he'll instantly be your best linebacker. Really? We talking about Kyrie. right? But we're not going to talk about how Ellis Anzalone is still on the fucking field. Sorry, not sorry. All I'm pointing out to the people is to just think. Don't go with all the other stuff. Just think. If you looked at this from a thing, from a tunnel vision, non-tunnel vision, there ain't a single person on this defense that y'all will be worried about. There ain't. They don't exist. They don't exist. And to me, while we're out here scapegoating certain players, I feel that we need to turn around and put our attention on how to fix this. I know he gone, Dale. I know Roquan gone. Linebackers don't matter. Your general manager said he don't value linebackers high. I know. I'm telling people right now, you look at this team, the defense is exactly the same from years ago. You take with that and do what you want with it. It's the exact same thing from a few years ago. And the only thing I'm looking at is this. Because of what our owner said, right? I'm going to take a different approach for the rest of the season. I'm not in the midst of I'm not going to bash nobody. I'm going to try to find ways to have solutions, real solutions. Oh, last week game, I don't even blame last week game on Jared Goff. That game was lost because of Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams' 2 fumbles were more crucial than anything Jared Goff did. Anything. You talk about that weird fumble where the tight end foot flares up in the air after he's getting blocked and he kicks the ball out of his hand. Can't happen. You on the 1-yard line and you fumble again. Can't happen. Those 2 possessions, one killed the whole drive. The other, we'll leave that alone. But my point I'm trying to make to you is there is no, first of all, timeout. Can I take a minute to look at this lineup? God damn, who cuts your hair? Oh my God. That's a razor lineup for those who don't know. Just putting it out there. That's absolutely amazing. Do y'all see this damn lineup? Nonetheless, let's get back on task. I got caught off guard, man. Shit. It says, yep, I think the defensive coordinator and Campbell have a backdoor deal they're honoring for Anzalone to still be starting. He is not our best option. He can't be. He shouldn't be. And he shouldn't have been brought back. When people want to talk about we ain't had no money, we was in cap hell and all that. No, we had $36 million. Number 6. It was good enough to be number 6 in cap space heading into free agency. And we spent that money on people that I don't want to talk about. On people that not only do I not want to talk about, but other teams don't respect. And most of that money didn't go towards defense, which was really the problem when people got here. Just saying. Linebackers don't matter. Little G's haircut. Man, I love a nice haircut, especially when he got it all lined up and I know it's got razor game in there. Much respect. Let me see. My man Dale says, I ain't mad at Jamal. First fumble in his pro career. It's the first fumble he lost, not the first fumble in his pro career. He got his first fumble last year with the Lions, but the first fumble he lost was in that game. The problem I have with it is this, because he fumbled in that game earlier and they got it back, and then when he fumbled on the one, he lost it. That's the first one he lost in his career. Nonetheless, you can't have it happen. Now, he says, add me, bro. You know what? I'll go ahead and put it in there because I'll let y'all come in. And I think for me, I'm at a point now where, look, that game was one thing. The other thing was simply put that at the end of the day, I can't act as if though I'm shocked about all this. I can't. The link is in there. You want to come in and chat it up with me? Tell me I lost my mind? That's cool. I'm not blaming nobody today. I'm just trying to get to a common base, and then we can talk about how to fix it. Because for me, what Sheila said let me know that I don't need to worry about people getting fired. She believed that she get the right people in the room. Well, I think we need to move on and keep the right person. Keep Dorsey and move on from Brad Holmes. That's my personal opinion. That's my opinion. But this constant not winning, close games, and yeah, I'm not with it. Link is up. You want to jump in and chat with me for a few? Please do. You know I'm an open book. Feel free. You want to come in and tell me fly, Eagles, fly? I ain't mad at you. Right? But at the end of the day, all I'm saying is when you look at this roster, when the general manager came in here, we spent 3 years looking at Matt Patricia's defense and knew it was hot garbage. We're 5 years removed from Matt Patricia's defense. It's still hot garbage. You're not going to blame that on coaches. Can't do it. We got our first guest in the building. My man Mike is in the building. What's going on, brother?
Hey, man, what's going on, man?
Listen.
Hey, look, AP is the sole reason that we are now 7-0. Did you know that?
Listen.
We're now going to win every game.
Listen, you literally just fired a guy who lost his starting safety. You gave him a safety who had never played a full season. And I believe he was hurt this past game too, right? You gave him that. You give him a cornerback coming off of a torn Achilles, right? And some undrafted free agent corners, and then another cornerback that everybody forgets that we signed in free agency, and Mike Hughes that we don't even talk about. Chris Board, who was supposed to be considered a starter, who we don't even talk about. But it's all on Aubrey Pleasant. We're not even talking about the other Bruno. We got a new Bruno we can't talk about, which is the D-line coach.
Yeah. We so butt cheeks, man.
It don't make sense.
Why, of all the people you're going to fire, this guy?
And listen.
Hey, that really solves the problem. And why'd you do it? I was thinking about it. Oh, no.
He literally said, they said that the biggest issue was he didn't follow the game plan, a.k.a. he wanted them to get physical at the line of the scrimmage with the receivers and press them, right? And that didn't happen. Now, I thought that is considered a defensive coordinator's job to try to get them on the same page. But if y'all didn't notice, Glover Quinn tweeted, didn't see this one coming, but maybe it's time for me to put my resume in. And I retweeted it and said, yes, it is. And if you need a reference, I got you. You damn Skippy.
Man, he'll be fired the next week because, hey, I tell you what, all that defensive line pressure is really helping out that secondary, by the way.
Right.
You know, sitting there in the pocket for 5 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, that's helping out these guys. You know, a guy like Jerry Jacobs comes out of nowhere, his development, Kirby Joseph, his development, Okudah. Man, I tell you what, though, AP, he got to go. That Todd Wash, man, this guy, man, we need to put him to defensive coordinator or assistant defensive coordinator. You know what, man? Let's do it, man.
Look, even Adam getting in on the trolling. But my thing is this, Adam, to the Lions fans. If you are a Lions fan, I want to say this, and I'm gonna make sure I'm clear and I'm present when I say this. If you are a Lions fan who had the Lions winning between 5 to 7 games, be quiet. You didn't have a high expectation in the first place. You should not be upset. You didn't have any real reason to be mad or angry. Please sit the hell down and have a seat. They're meeting your expectations. Until they finally not meet your expectations, I don't expect to hear you say anything. But to people like me who had them winning with a winning record between 8 at minimum and as high as 10 wins, yeah, I have a reason to be upset. They're not meeting my expectations. To the people who said that 10 sacks is too many for a rookie, second overall pick defensive edge rusher, have a seat.
Man, your record ain't coming to pass, dog.
No, it's not. But you know what, though? There's a lot of people.
Man, we progressing. Hey, look, 3-13-1. Can we get to 3 wins this year? I don't know. This is pathetic. This is trash. The expectations for this team is so piss poor.
Yep.
And like excuses are given for every single loss. It's becoming ridiculous. There's nobody expected a 1-6 start. It shouldn't be acceptable by any standard at all.
Nope.
God dang it, it's disgrace, and it's AP's fault. I gotta say, man, Aubrey Pleasant, you are the reason we started 1-6. It has nothing to do with anything else.
It's a joke to me. They're not firing. They're not firing the defensive line coach, who I'm still waiting. All I kept hearing is about positional value. He's the closest to the ball. When is our damn D-line going to actually get to the ball if they so damn close?
Hey, no, you're wrong, man. Amani Awarie is the closest to the ball when he's standing next to the quarterback and the running back on the offensive side.
It just makes no sense. Like this, even Adam. Adam says Dan Campbell's the best head coach in the NFL. Adam, look at the roster. I don't even got to go over it, Adam. You cannot convince me, Adam, that this is a Dan Campbell problem.
Hey, dog. Dan Campbell's a problem. We got Dan Campbell's a problem. Like there's a lot of problems for this team, but he's a problem too. Like this whole team is butt cheeks, man. From top down.
My attitude to it is this: before the season start, you looked on paper, you saw the defense. What did you think they would be ranking at?
I thought they would not be 32. I thought maybe they'd get to 22. I thought 22, 25-ish area, not go from 30 to butt cheeks, historically bad 32.
People in the chat, I want y'all to tell me, looking at the roster coming into the season on paper, what did you really think y'all would have this defense ranked at? Because I had them around what you said, somewhere between 22 and somewhere between 25, which is still bad. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me bring in my man Greasy. Greasy, wait a minute. I get some feedback going on.
You got feedback, bro?
Yep, I got some feedback going on. I don't know what it is. All right, I'm gonna put you back in the back and give you a minute. All right.
Yeah.
All right, my Michigan man is in the building.
What's up, Lou?
What's going on? This the man who's all for Aiden Hutchinson, right? Adam, again, 15-20. Okay. Go Lions 15-20. Technical Puma 21st, somewhere in that area. Okay. We got, I thought golf was supposed to break the curse of Bobby Lane. That's funny. This is Brad Holmes' fault entirely. He says he's a good GM. I think he knew from the start this was not going to be the year, but he can't come out and say that. Well,
how many damn rebuilds do you need, man? Like, good God, how many years?
But Luke, you know what I have to say on this situation?
Mm-hmm.
I felt like from the bye week, Aaron Glenn should have been gone. I feel Aaron Glenn should have been gone. We said we need to rebuild this defense from, the top to the bottom, and that starts with the coaching staff for the defense.
I just don't know how you start this firing process with the DB coach and not the D-line coach. That's where I'm confused at. I can name the linebacking coach. You literally got 2 linebackers. Where the hell is the rest of the linebackers at, and why they not performing? It ain't like we ain't got no other linebackers.
Yeah, Alex.
Man, why would we fire Rory, dog?
Man, listen, I don't know what Rory did to you. Okay, I don't know if Rory.
He's the reason Look, man. Look, we got to start. Who was here 2008? Rory was here, and Danimal was here as a player.
William Burr says, "How are we a 9-18 when you think we have a bottom 10 defense? Because in a bottom 10 defense, I was expecting them to still give up no more than 21, maybe 24, and I felt that the offense would still be able to give us at least 27 or more, which is proven that they can do." So that's how. And if you want proof on it, go and look at the Rams when they had the greatest show on turf. Their defense was in the bottom 10, but their defense can hold teams to a flat number in most of those games, and they score more points. That's just simply put. Let me see if my man Grizzly's back on. Grizzly.
What's up, bro?
All right. Still a little feedback, but what you got for us, man?
Bro, y'all really thought our defense was gonna be any better than what it was last year when we only picked up one person?
Listen, I think that the defense was much of the same, but I was repeatedly asked not to talk negative about the defense in the draft. And when I gave the draft a C and said they will earn a grade from me, I was hounded and belittled for not being willing to give them an A because we took a receiver who was hurt. Even though I argued that was not a pick you can take, that's a luxury pick. I hated the tight end pick. I thought that was a dumb pick. And I said to myself again that we should have never traded in that draft. Everything was there to fall to you. That's how I felt.
And Mr. Aiden Hutchinson, what has Aiden Hutchinson done? That's all I've been hearing from you is about Aiden Hutchinson. We should Aiden Hutchinson ain't did nothing, bro. A couple games other than
hold on. Before you say that.
No show, bro.
Before you say that, Aiden Hutchinson right now in pressures as a rookie is tied for the most pressures in the NFL.
Would you rather trade Aiden Hutchinson with Walker right now? Who the Jags got? Because he produced way more than Aiden Hutchinson has been producing.
No, I would not trade Aiden Hutchinson.
But let me just add this in too.
He shouldn't need help. We shouldn't
add this in there.
About what's his name? Our other defensive end. He shouldn't have to worry about him being there. He should have been producing no matter what, bro. As a second overall pick, bro. Man, he has not produced.
And the other part that I look at is this. Again, Aiden Hutchinson has time to grow into himself, right? I want to be fair in that regard. However,
as a second round pick, what you mean? He shouldn't be no growth. He should be already just.
However, usually you take those picks to be kind of game day one ready. I get it. He's out there playing. He's performing. But the thing is that I find is I'm tired of hearing about pressures. I'm tired of hearing about it. I don't want to hear about these. I'm watching quarterbacks week in and week out under pressure deliver the ball without incident because they know they're gonna get hit. You want to tell me about pressure? Go talk to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers ain't frustrated because of pressure. He's frustrated because his ass is getting sacked and put on the ground.
Did you see him last night?
Man, they was all on that boy.
Man, he wanted to quit.
Right? So I'm just saying, I see that, and I say that to say this, that we got to start with trying to find the key stat to support our argument in a lot of the cases. And I'm just saying, pressures is great, but you're on the 32nd worst defense.
That is crazy.
But look at it like, but watch this though. If you look at it,
mid-pack, that's crazy though.
If you look at it, the bright spots on our defense so far,
it's a bright spot.
Has been Hutchinson, has been Rodriguez, Jeff Okudah, has been when Tracy Walker was here.
About to say, our only bright spot we had was when Tracy Walker got hurt.
And then Josh Pascal, he's giving us
playing AJ Parker.
Our bright spot was the bye week.
Why are
we didn't have to watch a game?
Parker?
We need to put Jerry Jacobs. I mean, that's his name. Yeah, Jerry Jacobs back in the starting cornerback position. I don't see why.
No. Listen. No, I love that you are at least trying to find a way to fix the problem. And I see you in the back, Mars. Don't go nowhere. I love that you are trying to fix the problem. And I think that that's what we need to start to focus on because they're not getting fired. So you might as well start to look at how do you fix this. Okay. All right.
You fire AP. That's how you fix it.
Well, apparently that's what they said, right? but the reality is when you look at this team, and I keep trying to explain it to people, the good teams, like I had somebody say to me, "Oh, he talk about starters and the Vikings. None of his players don't play." The Vikings already had most of their players in position on all three levels. They had a stud D tackle. They had a stud linebacker. They had a stud safety already back there, and they added more safety help. They added more linebackers and told Anthony Barr to walk. They added more D-line help when they brought in Matt Judon because they had all three positions from middle up secure. Lions didn't have that, and they should have done that. If the Lions would have secured the three main middle spots, the safety, inside backer, and the D tackle, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But they didn't do it.
Negative. We don't need linebackers.
Yes,
you don't know what you're talking about. Linebackers, you don't need a single linebacker ever. All we need is to get interior defensive line in every single round.
And that's hurt.
Yeah,
And that'll hurt, yes.
I just look at it and I just feel like everybody gave out A grades to this draft, and the draft is not going to be told for another 3 years. But I don't see how a receiver makes this draft any better. I just don't see how.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. When we drafted, I was hyped. I made a draft video and everything. I was hyped. I was hyped. I ain't gonna lie. I was hyped. We got Hutchinson.
We got grit, man.
Alabama. The boy in Alabama might not even step on the field this year.
Listen, I told people he's not going to see him until November, right? He'll be
grit.
We ain't even playing him now. We might just wait until next year because
then they got the other problem. Let me bring in another person who's been waiting patiently. I want to get everybody a chance to get in here and speak their piece. My man Mars is in the building. What's going on, Mars?
What up, though? How y'all doing? How everybody doing today?
Man, we good, man. What you got for us?
What up, man?
It's so bad to be a Lions fan. He don't want to show his face.
Mars,
I'm 100% Lions fan, cuz. You hear me?
No, I said it's so bad being a Lions fan.
Just because I'm from Inch don't mean I don't represent my Detroit Lions.
I'm from Ohio, bro. I'm a Lions fan.
No, he said
I ain't really talking. See, I'm a racist Lion fan. See, Ash Mobby about me. He one of them Ohio Lion fans too.
No, he said it's so bad at this time that people don't even want to get on camera.
Man, I'm gonna get on camera, man. But I'm a Lions fan.
But go ahead, talk,
I don't care if we lose the rest of these games. I'm still gonna be a Lions fan. But
talk your talk, man.
I just want to say, at least Matt Patricia had us at the top 10 defense, man. What we doing with this coach, man? All y'all wanted this coach.
Well, let's go back. If you look at any coach, from my opinion, you got to look at what side of the ball they're going to most represent, right? I thought the Matt Patricia defenses were hot garbage, right? With average players.
But Matt Patricia looks better than this.
He just drove everybody out of town.
But he alienated a lot of players.
Sometimes you got to get people out to be able to rebuild it. We was already starting to rebuild. See, they should have the Fords, man, I don't know what's going on with Detroit, but this shit is really bad, man. Like this is worse than just a coach. This is worse than just an owner. I don't know what's going on, man. But what's going
on is this. You have a general manager who came in, should have started the worst part of this team.
Like Mike said, but like Mike said, we ain't drafting no linebackers. It's like certain things that we should be doing as a Detroit Lion team, and like we can't nobody even key on to what we doing this year. I think we need to blow up the whole thing, like get rid of Holmes and everybody, man, because it ain't no direction. Like this team ain't got no direction at all.
Well, but Mars, keeping it into your same perspective of pushing it forward, while everybody is saying get rid of Dan Campbell, my attitude is if you fire Dan Campbell, everybody else must go, and that's just my.
Everybody got to go. You can't keep not one person on that staff.
I mean, it doesn't make sense in my opinion. That's just me. So I'm just putting it out there. Now I will say this: when I look at this team, I'm telling you, the things that can fix it are so minute. They're so simple.
It is. All you gotta do is get rid of Goff.
The things
get rid of Goff, and it might be better.
They're so simple that they're so simple and minute that I think it can be done. I just have a problem with who we spent money on, right? Like if you go out, right? If you buy a Lamborghini, you expect Luke, that Lamborghini to be fast, and if the Lamborghini is not going fast, you waste your money.
It's teams that been built good with no linebackers. It's been teams that been built good with not the best defensive line. It's been teams that been built good without the best cornerbacks. It's been teams that been built good without everything. But you need that quarterback. That's why our team is the way that we is. We did everything but quarterback, man. We ain't take a chance on no quarterback. I think every couple years we should draft at least a quarterback every 2 years. And this is where I'm mad at Brad Holmes, man, because you ain't give us a quarterback, bro. You for a whole year, you gonna tell us we ain't got no chance. When you don't got a quarterback, you don't have a chance to win at all, man. I mean, Seattle winning with Geno.
But
It's a veteran out there that we can
look what
win
they're
with.
doing though. Look what they're doing with Geno. If you look at how they're doing it, they're keeping the game small for Geno, and they're playing a defense that's allowing them to keep the game in front of them. I think that you can look at and say it's a coaching thing, right? Like no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
That is a coaching thing. That's why we need to get rid of Dan.
But I feel
Like for real,
like
it needs to be a petition about this, man. Because like I'm tired of seeing this, man.
But I feel like our
Real
talent for this team on defense it was 20 to 32, and that's the problem because it was bad when he got here. That's just the reality.
Man.
Let me ask somebody else here, Mars. Let me get somebody.
Yeah, I'm about to get up out of here. I'm about to go trick or treat.
Hey, I did it earlier, bro. As soon as the rain stopped, I did it and came home.
I'm about to go trick or treat. They all out there. They all out there. Look at that. Y'all see that?
Let me see.
Girl out there with the blue hair looking like Mars Simpson. Yeah.
Oh man. Hey, you be safe out there, Mars.
You too, man. Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, brother.
You too, bro.
Let me bring in my man Crimson Shadow. Appreciate you, sir. Crimson, what are your thoughts? I mean, obviously, Aubrey Pleasant gets fired. And everybody is trying to search for answers and stuff.
Well, great. The hamster wheel's rolling, but the hamster's dead. So la-di-da there. Who really cares at the end of the day? Congratulations, Aubrey's gone. You know what? The whole defensive staff, everybody gone. Doesn't make a difference. At this point, I, as a fan of this team, I'm pretty much done trying to figure out what the heck's going on and what it takes to fix this because I've got no more answers. I'm sounding like
this is what it takes. It takes three things. One, ride the hot hand. I'm tired of you not riding the hot hand. And then two, you need to shore up all three phases of the defense. You need to have somebody in the secondary, preferably the safety spot, the inside linebacker, and then you need to have somebody in the interior that can hold it down. In fact, if you look at the year, if you look at most of the good defenses that have been in NFL history, they've had somebody at the safety, inside linebacker, and D tackle spot that was holding it down. Every single one. Buccaneers, 2004 Buccaneers had Warren Sapp. They moved Derrick Brooks to the inside and had John Lynch as your three middle people.
Three phases of the game.
I get it. I do get what you're saying. It's just literally, I don't know if you ever watched Rick and Morty, but it's like the episode where Jerry gets stuck in a simulation and everybody's saying yes. I am almost agreeing with almost everybody in what they're saying. Fire the head coach? Yes. Get more talent? Yes. Fire the GM? Yes. Sell the team? Yes. There is nothing I disagree. This is horrible. There's nothing about
it. But it's only horrible. It's only horrible because your expectations was higher and you seen where they could have won.
My expectations was low. I was 6 wins. You know how
I am. So you were 6 wins. Oh, yes. If you got 6 wins, you can't be upset.
Dude, this is lower than 6 wins. Like, oh my God. I expected them to be, average to below average. This is worse than below average. This is almost borderline 0-16 bad.
See,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I want to say, what was though, it's like being a Lion fan and watching the Giants, the Seahawks.
We got to stop that.
Yes.
We got to stop that. No, listen. We got to stop that. And I was going to do a whole separate
video. The Browns
got
more wins than us. This is crazy.
I'm going to tell you why you got to stop that. Because Matt Nagy started out hot and fizzled out dead to right. A lot of coaches start out hot and fizzle out. You're trying to sustain a winner, right? Nobody cares about that. The first season of Bill Belichick was hot garbage. A lot of coaches' first seasons that they start off hot, you got to stay consistent. Some coaches start off hot because they get into a perfect situation, like what happened with Green Bay head coach. And then when all of a sudden things start going left and right, you start to see, he can't coach a game, right? But we got to stop comparing ourselves to other teams. What is the Lions' way of winning? How do we look into our own history
we
and
ain't
say
got no
what
way
we're
of
doing?
living?
But we did.
We're winning right
we
now.
did. Go back to our history and look at how we won games. It started with the run. It started with the run and a solid defense.
We are consistent at one thing, blowing leads. We've always been consistent at that.
I'm just saying. Let me bring in my man Rumble so he can get in this on this one. Again, I'm just pointing out we got to stop comparing us to everybody else. We're not them, right? We got to look at ourselves and look at our history. In our history, we've won running the ball and building the defense. In fact, when you go through and you look at it, they didn't go out and do a whole lot of receiver picking up like that until they was able to say, you know what, we can use a receiver here and there just to get ready because this guy's finna go in free agency. But they went out, they added Chris Spielman, they added Benny Blaze, they added Jerry Ball. Why? All three phases.
I just don't know why we keep trying to do the deep ball with Goff. He can't do the deep ball.
That wasn't Goff's fault. He should have caught that ball, bro.
He got to catch that ball.
But
even at the end of the half, he should have caught that ball, man.
That's what cost us the game. That 4th and 2. That 4th and 2. I said they should have ran it with Swift. If you want to go for it on 4th, why not run it with your best offensive player, who is DeAndre Swift?
Or at least toss the Hawk. Do a short pass. It's like, good God. Why
ball
go
hit him in his
deep for a
hands,
4th and
bro.
2?
Like,
But that's another thing. That's another thing that's been killing me. And Rumble, you here? I don't know if you here or not.
He's muted.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. This is another thing that's kind of been bothering me too, Rumble, where I've seen a lot of people talk about it's time to trade TJ Hawkinson. If this team is this goddamn bad, why do you want to get rid of players that can actually help you? Especially if you're not going to get back any major assets. Why would you do this? But tell me what your thoughts was on the game. Get your venting out and what you think the problem is. How do you feel about RB Pleasant getting fired? I think it's comical when you got a defensive line coach who I have yet to see do something with a defensive line. What is your thoughts?
Wow, it's a lot to unload here, but yeah, I was one of the guys who wanted to get rid of Hawkinson only because I felt like we're not gonna. I don't want to pay him an arm and a leg, man. I'm tired of.
Who said we're gonna pay him an arm and a leg?
Well, it goes hand in hand. He got drafted high, so he's gonna want top dollar. That's just what it is.
I don't think that might be the case.
Okay, but with the Aubrey Pleasant thing, man, I don't know, man. I think they needed a scapegoat, and unfortunately, he was that guy. You know what I mean? They had him kick rocks. It's unfortunate. I don't know who came up with that idea, but you got former players in the mix, so maybe they had something to do with it. But yeah, this roster needs a overhaul, man. We need some alphas. We need some true leaders. We lack all of that, and every week I'm tired of seeing the secondary not communicating and just leaving somebody open in the end zone, man. Like yesterday, the tight end, it's like Malcolm Rodriguez switched his coverage to guard Tyreek Hill, who was in the middle of the field, and then three other guys just idly watched the tight end go to the end zone, and it was like a dink and dunk. So I need somebody like you guys, like you were saying, need somebody we can pair with Tracy, and then I need somebody who's going to be a vocal leader out there who's not going to let these guys lose.
They all talking right now, though. They got vocal leaders. I don't even know if vocal leader is the problem. I think you don't have people who are performing up to par at their position, and that's where I'm having problems.
Yeah, no, we don't have any. We do have the vocal. We have the vocal, but we don't have the people like. I'm sorry, I didn't get your name, buddy. But like you said, lead by example. We need some guys out there who are going to rile these guys up, and unfortunately, even Jared Goff. Even Jared Goff can't put the team on his back and lift them to a victory.
Now keep in mind now, I'm putting it out there. I believe that everything has a price. It's a business. If somebody come and give us a crazy deal like a first, a third, and a fifth for TJ Hawkinson, sold, right? You're right. Like I'll take that. But if you're not talking to me starting with a first, I'm keeping TJ Hawkinson, because the one thing I can tell you is he still is a problem, and it's a reason why everybody want him. And again, I see DJ's like, why y'all defending Dan Campbell? I'm not defending Dan Campbell. I'm just making the argument that he was given the same goddamn defense that Patricia had. I don't think that a lot of the problems is coming on his end. His side of the ball that he's more closely related to is offense, and that side of the ball performs. I just don't think it's fair to ask the offense to continuously do it. Now, granted, they didn't do nothing in the second half, but to me, we give praise to Ben Johnson when Ben Johnson do things, right? Or when the offense do good, we praise Ben Johnson, right? But I want you to go back. I want you to look at this, because this right here, the same way we can praise Ben Johnson, we can be critical. You cannot be leading in the game and only have 19 rushes. I've been bitching about this for the last few seasons. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of split carries. And it's funny to me. Obviously, DeAndre Swift is on the snap count, but the defense had so much respect when he was out there. They played him different when he was out there.
Yeah, it was 8 men in the box when he was out there.
So at that point, that tells me that you have to have a weapon there. But what I'm drawing issue with is that they don't rat the hot hand. The defense is the same defense from last year, from the final year of Matt Patricia. It's the same.
Yeah, it's terrible. Defense. I'm tired of seeing our corners like sag off so much that they just run right by them. There's no contact with these guys. There's no physicality. And I heard Dan Campbell say he was asking them to be more physical. I don't understand why they're not being more physical, man. Bump these guys off their routes, man. You get 5 yards. Instead, they let them run right by them, and then it's like now they got to try to play catch up. And we don't really have speed on defense like that. So time and time again, right? And time again, they let these. I don't know who the hell I don't know who that tight end was yesterday, but I know he went TJ Hawkins.
He was his name or something like that.
Yeah, but it's ridiculous, man. And like again, these corners.
Again, I think that a lot of that falls on the players. I'm sorry. I hate to be that person. A lot of it just falls on the players.
I don't know.
Some of them dumb penalties. Some of them, so you know what I'm saying? Like everybody was doing dumb stuff. That's not coach. No coach is coaching you to be stupid. Nobody's doing that. What's going on, Detroit D?
But Luke, I got a question. We got this, but Steve, this is what we gotta look at. We gotta look at what went wrong from the game where we played Washington, where it looked like our defense clicked. That game, our defense.
No, they didn't.
For the first
half, the game in the second half.
For the first half, they clicked.
But they didn't even click in the first half. It's just Washington was so bad, right? Like I'm not trying to be funny. Washington was that bad.
Was funny. No, that was funny.
They was bad. And when you look at that game, I'm telling you right now, they were so bad that the next team that they played got 9 sacks. Right, so we still technically underachieve, even though they beat the Packers. I still look at it and I go, I can't give them that because that's another game where I looked at it and I said we threw the ball 41 times when you had that lead at halftime. In my opinion, if you have a lead going, if you have a 14 to 20 point lead or anything like, your defense got a hold, bro. It just got a hold. And as a defensive player, former defensive player myself, I want that pride to know that I held you. I held you to nothing.
And
they're not holding.
Weren't we supposed to be a run-first team? They kept preaching. Where the hell did that go?
Well, you gotta look with that. Swift can't stay healthy. So when Swift can't stay healthy, they gonna run because they're gonna get they're not gonna let Craig Reynolds get the starting job over Williams, and if you're not gonna let Reynolds get the starting job over Williams, then they're gonna run first team because Williams can't run the ball.
But the reality is if you run first team, that means everybody runs the ball. And secondly, when you look at this team and talking about the injuries and stuff like this, if I'm DeAndre Swift, I'm not trying to play for a team that's not giving me nothing or we not doing nothing. Like your defense can't stop a nosebleed. If you had given him a heart surgeon and a goddamn doctor, he couldn't stop it with their help. It's that bad. And so to me, I look at certain things and I'm going, okay, cool. Why people want to keep fighting me on the fact that Okuda's not a safety is beyond me. He's a damn safety. And I think if you move him to safety by now, you will see a large improvement in the damn defense.
Yeah, but the big issue is who do you replace him with? Will Harris?
The guy that you picked up in free agency and Mike Hughes. See, this is what we forget. We keep wanting to go to Dan Campbell, but we keep on skipping the fact that we brought a dude in to play cornerback for us who is no. I'm just tired of bringing in people who are not available. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of safeties, how do you feel about Kirby's development? Think he's improving or just the same guy?
I actually like Kirby. I think Kirby could be a top corner in in the years to come.
Man, if Kirby don't go to sleep, I'll give him his credit for his forced fumble and all that stuff. I give him his credit for that. Good job, hey. But overall, man, every week, this is all they kept saying was Kirby a ball hawk. Well, the ball keep coming to Kirby's hands, and it's
And
not
keep
being
dropping
caught.
it.
It's not being caught.
Well, if anything, if Kirby's anything, he's a hammer. That's for dang sure. He'll hit you.
I don't understand.
Okay, Williams says Okuda's last 3 games, he gave us 60 yards. He's balling that corner. Go and look at I can't remember the last exact 3 games off the top of my head right now, but I know for a fact that the game before last against Dallas, they was playing him like a box safety, and that's why he had all them tackles and was making all them plays. That's why he didn't give up a lot of those yards. They started moving him more inside towards the box safety position, and he was balling there. I'm just saying, because he's a freaking safety. I've been saying this for years. I don't know why nobody wants to disagree with it, but it's the truth. He's a safety. He plays like a safety. He looks like a safety. He breathes like a safety. It's just not there.
I don't know what we're going to do, bro.
Now, I can tell y'all this much, because I want to give everybody a shot at this because like I said, I did all my trick-or-treating earlier. I left work early and everything. I was like, I'm going to leave work early so we can get this out of the way. Kids is happy. It's all good. It says, Luke, take any chance to bag on Okudah. What are you talking about? Wait a minute. I'm praising him. What are you talking about? I'm literally praising him. I praised him every game.
Lions
and then even now, I'm just making a point that when he played against the Dallas Cowboys and they used him more side in the box, he looked like he was he was at home, like he was in his natural habitat. I'm not bagging on him. I'm just saying he's a safety. And I'm saying, I put it like this. If he's good at corner, he'll be great at safety.
So you think we should put him where Tracy Walker at?
No, I think you should put him with Tracy Walker.
Okay,
I'm talking about now that Tracy Walker is out for the rest of the year.
Oh, yeah. Now that he's out, yeah, definitely put him right there. Yeah, hell yeah.
Him and Curry Joseph that'll work.
But then again, and that's me trying to find solutions without pointing at the fact that Deshaun Elliott hurt again. And you knew that when you picked him up.
It don't even seem like we want to play Elliott when he's there, though.
Don't worry, we have our Lord and Savior Juju.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Man, I just found out about the Aubrey Pleasant firing.
Yeah, they fired him.
Damn.
They fired him. He's the scapegoat, and I think he got into an argument with them. It got heated. It didn't go the way they wanted to.
And Luke,
yes.
before this off topic, but before I forget, I gotta make this comment.
Here we go. This goddamn Michigan State thing. Here it comes.
Tuck coming. Tuck coming. Okay, he soon be on his way.
Oh my!
Out
God.
the door.
I'll tell you this. I'll tell you this. First of all, I think Michigan State gave Michigan fans a little bit of a scare early on, but nobody picked them to win except for like 2 people, right? And so that's cool. They got their first win against Michigan since Tuck been there. Kudos to them. Do it more consistently. Then we can. No, you didn't. The disrespect, Grizzly. Okay. All right. Okay.
Michigan ain't gonna beat Ohio State this year.
Okay.
We beating Ohio State this year. I'm sorry.
They definitely not beating.
We ain't gonna start that right now.
For them, though. Detroit says, Steve-O, I agree with Luke on this 100%. I take any chance to bag on him, and I like him in the box. I'm just telling you what I've been seeing for the longest. I agree he's more of a safety than a cornerback.
He loves that
and
hit,
Walker
man.
at safety sounds nice. It would be so much of an upgrade. It's ridiculous. In fact, I even argued. I've been arguing for a safety so bad because I knew even when we had Louis Delmas. When we had Louis Delmas, do y'all know who the other safety was with him? Anybody? Without looking it up, can you tell me who was the other safety opposite of Louis Delmas in any year?
Chris Houston was at corner.
Yep.
Who was the safety?
Yep. Go ahead. I'll wait. Who was the other safety opposite of Louis Delmas? I'm finna bring a point home to show you how my brain operates and thinks. You in the chat, if y'all got to look it up, look it up. I want to know who was the safety. opposite of Louis Delmas when he was here.
Wait, was it GQ?
Nope.
No, it wasn't Grover Quinn.
Y'all can look it up. I'm giving y'all a minute. I want
I
y'all
had
to
to
look
put
it
in
up.
Madden for to look it up.
All right. What if that says? My man Idigbo. They brought him in from the Ravens.
From the
right?
Ravens, yup.
All right, now watch
They
this.
was two smackers in the backfield, though.
But watch this. Watch this. When you look at that defense that year, do y'all remember who was the middle linebacker? We picked him up in free agency.
It wasn't what was Delmos? He was on the outside.
Yep, we had a linebacker in the middle that we
Number
added.
55. What was his name?
What's going on, Adam? Stephen Tulloch. There it is.
Yeah,
All right.
Tulloch.
Now keep working it on down. I want y'all to see why that defense was looking so good. Who were the D tackles?
Yeah, Sue and what's his name?
But
Nick
I want you to see
Nick
something.
Furley.
It didn't even take you long to name who the D tackle was,
Mhm.
right? Didn't even take you long to name who the D tackle was. You know why? Because we had somebody on all three phases.
You had a ball hawking safety and you got a hard hitting safety.
And then remember with Sue and Fairley, both of them with the pressure coming straight up through the middle. That D line was vicious. Was a monstrous D line. It was just sad that what's his name? Fairley had to end his career early though.
I mean, fair enough. But watch this though. I'm finna show you it again. Delmas also played at a time where, if I'm not mistaken, he played with Charles Rogers. And if you go back further than that, let's start with that team that went to the playoffs with Eric Kramer at quarterback. You had Jerry Ball at D tackle. You had Spielman at the linebacker, and you had Benny Blades at the safety. You had studs at all three levels. We have to follow our history. I'm not worried about what the Giants is doing. I'm not worried about what all these other people is doing. It don't even matter. Now, Adam says studs and still couldn't win shit because they were coached by a turd. I feel you. I feel you on that, right? I feel you on every bit of that. The difference is when you look at what they did, you had a head coach who came in and he got his side of the ball together, right? But the bigger thing I'm trying to point out to you and everybody else is this: you got to take all of your history and put it together. You got Louis Delmas who was there, and you had somebody on all three levels. And when you take that same formula and include the run into it, because you got the running backs, you may want to add another running back or so. But if you take all three phases of them and you put them together, you got to win the team. And that's right there's a formula that even if the coaching is not good, you can win. Hell, I watched Jason Garrett do it for years.
Got a point on that one.
There ain't no trick-or-treaters coming, so take as much as you want. How about that?
Uh-oh, somebody in trouble.
Somebody getting a good handful.
There ain't no trick-or-treating around here. So I get what you're saying.
My sister came to
My sister just brought me up a whole bag. You grab my hand.
Hey, boss up. Boss up, Aaron.
I'm just putting it out there.
Toss it up.
I'm just putting it out there. Happy Halloween. I'm just putting it out there. If we can turn around and shore up all three spots, you can fix this defense. And you could have did it this year. You didn't have to take a receiver who can't play. He's not going to be Calvin Johnson. And if he ends up being Justin Jefferson, so what? No one cares.
Would it be crazy?
Like I said, I wouldn't even play him this year, man. Like,
Yeah,
there's
I'm
no
gonna play
reason
him
for him
either.
to get on the field. Just rehab
need a
him to
quarterback.
next year, bro. Like,
Golf
I
ain't gonna be
wouldn't
able
want
to
to
get
get
him the
on the
ball.
field with a 1-17. Like, what I got to prove?
But I want to ask y'all, would y'all if y'all was Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, what would y'all do with this Jared Goff situation? Because that's where I'm at right now.
I'm keeping him. I'm keeping him, and I'm drafting another quarterback.
Because I feel like it was Adam.
Our problem
who
was
said
way
it.
more
Was
than
it
Goff.
Adam? Yes, Adam said it. Adam said you could get rid of Jared Goff and have that $25 million. Save that $25 million if you get rid of him in the offseason and go and draft a Bryce Young CJ Stroud, or what's the Tennessee quarterback name? Malik Hooker or Malik Hooker, one of them.
I put it this way. I put it this way.
To the Colts?
I put it this way. I don't care if you draft Tom Brady. If your defense is like this, you're not winning.
I'm staying with my same point I've been saying all year. I'm basically.
No, he ain't going to well this year. He ain't going to well.
Even when Goff was said to be like the number one offense, I still wanted to trade him.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we don't need Tom Brady. He got so many problems
I know.
with his life right now. He bad right now.
I know I done did something right when this man jumps in with the world's biggest smile on there. Let me bring this man in. My man Adam from the car.
What up?
Hey, Adam.
What up, Adam?
Adam from the car. Adam.
Yo.
I know you finna go in. We seem to
I'm
disagree.
chilling. I'm chilling. I'm not mad. My
We seem
blood
to
pressure is
disagree.
low right now. I'm chilling.
But Adam, RB Pleasant gets fired.
Yeah.
I'm more confused at the fact that they did that not versus the D-line coach. I would have made a bigger argument that the D-line coach should have been fired.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't even care that Pleasant was like, oh, like, what does that do?
I don't care neither. But
Like,
here's my problem. I think it was a everybody knows his name, so let's get rid of him as the scapegoat.
Yeah, I don't like that. And again, I'm supposed to believe everything is different and be patient. And here you are throwing another young coach under the bus because your head coach, your defensive coordinator, and your offensive coordinator can't get their fucking heads out of their ass to put together all three phases of the game for one fucking football game. It's ridiculous. 3 straight games, you get shut out in the second half. Like, if that's Aubrey Pleasant's problem, sure. Like, all right, dude, no problem.
you say it's RB Pleasant's fault that we got like 6 yards in the second?
Dude.
Oh man.
Dude, like, I don't know, man. It hurts me too because, look, I don't really get into politics that much, especially on my show. I usually try to avoid them because people are really like either one side or the other, and it's never really a good conversation. Everybody just gets mad, but I'm sorry. If Dan Campbell's an African-American head coach, there's no fucking chance he's in a job right now. He would have gotten fired after the 4th or 5th game, and I got to sit here and deal with fucking Dan Campbell. Why? Like, I don't get that shit. And look, who am I to speak on, like, minorities or anything like that? But I think it's bullshit because I promise you, if David Culley was the coach of the Lions right now, or Lovie Smith, and they were 0-7 last year to start, and then 1-6 this year to start, fucking they would be ran out of town, and I don't get it.
Yeah, but when do we ever fire coaches in 2 years?
What is it? I couldn't hear you.
I was saying, when do we ever fire coaches in 2 years? Our rule is always fire coaches in 3 years. That's kind of the Lions way.
Which is why I hate this whole 3-year crap, and I'm just putting this out there. And this is my point. I'm not even in disagreement with you, Adam. But if you get rid of Dan Campbell, Brad Holmes has to go too.
No, he doesn't.
He has to. He has to.
No, he doesn't, because Les Snead was an awful losing GM.
I don't. But that's Les Snead. Tell me about Brad Holmes.
No. And Les Snead was drafting quality players year after year after year, and his head coach was not doing his job. His head coach being, I think, Spagnuolo, and then it was
Jeff Fisher.
Yep, it was.
Yeah,
I think it was Spagnuolo before, and then Fisher after. Yes. And what ended up happening was he finally made a good hire. He brought in Sean McVay, and what do you know? Now we all think Les Snead is the shit. I'm sorry,
but I'm gonna push back a little bit, because if you look at what Les Snead did, and again, I don't want to compare myself to the Rams, but if you look at what he did, his players were available. Who are these good players that Brad Holmes drafted? I'll wait.
All right, I'll start. You got Penei Sewell. You got a tackle already that's an all-pro level. You got that
no brainer. But go ahead.
You got, yeah, sure. I mean, fair, but I've seen GMs draft Eric fucking Ebron over Aaron Donald. So, I mean,
but we're not talking about that. We're talking about Brad Holmes. Brad Holmes took a no-brainer pick. Top 7.
To give him the no-brainer, like, oh yeah, that's the easy fucking pick. Like, no, I don't think it's the case. I've seen GMs ruin it. But okay, having said that, you got Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's arguably, I would say, a for sure number 2 in the NFL. Whether or not he's a 1, I don't think so. But that's not a disservice. He's a damn good wide receiver. You go to draft number 2. Actually, let's stay on draft 1. You got a Lee McNeil who, no, isn't a game changer, isn't a game wrecker. He's not one of the 4 or 5 best defensive tackles in the NFL. But what do we know about defensive lines? You need depth. And you know what? The kid's worked out. I think he's done a decent job. I don't think he's phenomenal, but he's been good at least. He hasn't had like awful games. So those are 3 starters from draft 1. Draft 2, I'm not going to get into the Malcolm hype, but the dude is coming off one of his best games, if not his best game in the NFL, in his young NFL career. So he got a sack, a forced fumble, or not a forced fumble, excuse me. I think he had a fumble recovery. But beyond the point, you have Malcolm, you have Aiden Hutchinson. Pascal looks like he can play already. You have Jameson Williams. Yes, he hasn't seen a down. That's not helping you right now. But you know what? Kirby Joseph looks like a damn good player. So
no, he does not.
I think the only problem
no, he does not.
What are you talking about? Kirby Joseph looks like a damn good football player. What are we talking about here? No.
Okay. Listen, I'll sit back and let y'all see it for y'all.
Back-to-back weeks. He's a hard-hitting safety. Back-to-back weeks.
He was said to be a ball hawk, and the ball keep hitting his hands and somehow finding the ground.
He dropped too many turnovers.
Fair. Not every player is perfect.
But he is getting turnovers in another way.
You threw Jelani Tavai out of town, and right now he's a starting linebacker making plays. So how much of it is coaching?
Oh my God!
How much of it is coaching? Because no, I don't think Tavai is good, but he's playing a lot better than you would expect and I would expect. So again, just because Dan Campbell leaves doesn't mean Brad Holmes has to leave. I don't buy that at all. I don't.
I will defend Adam in this case because you got to remember Dan wasn't exactly Brad's hire. He was kind of just saddled with him. There's another difference there.
I look at, but see, this is the thing. I look at a general manager's move. Not only do I look at what they do in the draft, I look at what they do in free agency. And I'm telling you, even when I looked at it in the free agent standpoint, I'm like, we came into it with the 6th most salary cap, the 6th, and I had to go and look at this because I was like, yo, is this real? And I'm going to bring it up on the screen. We still have the 6th most money spent in terms of guaranteed money, right? But I just want people to take it in for a second.
But let's look at why, though. I think it's important to say why. You took on that money because of Jared Goff's contract. You took on that money to get rid of some of these deadweight players. And no.
Did I lose him?
You all right, Adam?
Back, yeah. No, it's not an excuse. But at the end of the day, I look at the GM's moves, and I think he's done a better job than most people give him credit for. No, I don't think he's been excellent in free agency, but he has addressed the cap space. Now you know that going into the next 2 off seasons, you're going to have money to play with, and the smart move. If Dan Campbell continues to lose, let's say he wins 2 more games by the end of the year, so you're 3-14. Do you really trust this turd to take a rookie quarterback and coach him up year 1? I don't. But again,
Goff ain't our biggest problem.
The reality is, you took on the $30 million for Jared Goff to get 2 first-round picks. So I don't get the Brad Holmes thing. I really don't.
Well,
here. Let me hold on. Let me address the Brad Holmes thing. And again, it's this is just what I'm looking at. All right, over the cap. This is over the cap. All right, I like over the cap. Okay, these are your free agents that he brought in. Okay. Now, where the hell has Mike Hughes been? Where's Chris Boris been?
Wait, but okay, that's perfect. I'm glad you brought this up. Perfect. How many of them are long-term deals? Jamal Williams was 2 years, Anzalone 1 year, Chark 1 year, Mike Hughes 1 year, Chris Board 1 year. All these guys were 1-year deals. Why? Deshaun Elliott. Why were they short-term deals?
Because they're injury prone.
Some level of talent to this roster, so that the coach could do a decent enough job and not get fired, which he's not doing, by the way. Nothing long-term, nothing to fuck up your salary cap. That way you're able to make moves in this upcoming offseason and the one after.
Here's the problem, though. Here's the problem, Adam. I can follow the 1-year deal logic that you're going with, but here's the problem. When Brad Holmes came in here, The number one problem with this team was defense.
And he's drafted 10 out of his 15 picks.
We're not talking about draft. GMs do more than just draft, right? We got to put the whole picture together. The whole picture. So
but there's no money.
He had money. He had the 6th most salary cap. This is where your money went.
No. It's on the offensive side of the ball. Look at that. Look at the annual cost. $10 million of it, yes, went on DJ Chark for 1 year, which was mostly signing bonus anyways. Alex Anzalone, Mike Hughes, these are average players at best.
But hold on. Adam, that's my problem. That's my problem.
Because you couldn't afford any good players.
He could have afforded good players. He could have. He brought back Alex Anzalone. He brought back people like he brought back what's that damn quarterback that should have never been brought back in life? Tim
Boyle.
Why would you bring him back? He brought him back for no reason. That's a waste of money.
Again, yes, sure, waste of money, but what do you have? An extra $3-4 million to play with? You're not going out and getting one of the 6, 7, 8, 10 best players at a given position.
I'm not even looking for you to get one or of the 10 best players. I'm looking for you to get somebody who's a comparable, intelligent person.
Can I ask you this and be very honest with me? And I don't care if I'm wrong, that's fine. But hear me out. Tell me if I'm really off on this one. What a crazy concept that a GM brings in an average or below average player, right, for little cost, and the head coach and his coaching staff make the below average player average and the average player above average. Is that a hard concept where the coaches actually do their job and get more out of players? God forbid.
So your question is you want him to get average players and tell the coach to get more out of them?
No, I'm not saying he should. His only philosophy should be that. No. But what I'm telling you is, if we're looking at the players, what are the coaches doing to get more out of them? What are they? Because at the end of the day, go ahead.
That's like saying I'm going to give you lemons to squeeze orange juice out of.
No.
Like if they're goddamn lemons, they're lemons.
No, Brad Holmes. What Brad Holmes is doing is that here you go, Dan. I'm going to give you something. It's not everything. It's not the best. It's not the best product. But you know what? It's good enough for you to at least show improvement your second year. That way the whole fan base isn't on your ass and you're starting 0-7 again.
The defense was ranked. What the defense ranked last year?
He gets these veteran pieces. He gets a top 3 offensive line. He gets Aiden Hutchinson to start from day one. He gets Pascal 4 weeks into the year, 5 weeks, whatever it was. And you know what he's doing? He's still losing games. And again, Luke,
but hold on. With average players,
Luke, hear me out. If they're 4-3, or hell, if they're 3-4 right now, nobody's talking about Dan Campbell or Brad Holmes. Everybody's talking about the progress they're making. They're heading in the right direction. But the reality is they're 1-6, and I think it has more to do with coaching than it does with the talent.
I think that for me, where I jump off the train, for me, is where I look at a guy, and you said it yourself, he brought in a bunch of average to meh players, and they're playing average to meh. And you did that with a defense that was ranked, 30th the year before? Is now 32nd. And you basically kept a lot of those same scrubs. You swapped out Jalen Reeves-Maybin for Malcolm Rodriguez. They're the same freaking player. Levi Onwuzurike, to me, is Michael Brockers, right? Aiden Hutchinson, still early, but he looks like Trey Flowers. You know, have some games where he's good, then disappear for a bunch of more. All I'm pointing out is when you look at the general manager, it's a bigger picture than just the draft. When you're drafting players who are not available, you're drafting players who are hurt, you're drafting players who was not going to be able to contribute to this team in any form or fashion, that's a problem. When you was ready to trade up the year before to go and get Penei Sewell, and he was falling to you anyway. You was ready to trade up for Levi Onwuzurike, and Dorsey had to stop you. That's a bigger problem. When you go out and you trade draft capital in a draft that's set up for you to literally hit all 3 phases plus offense because it was that loaded on defense.
That's not true, though. That's not true.
It was true.
No GM. Wait, hear me out. There's no GM in my lifetime that hits on 7 to 8, all 7, 8, 9, 10 draft picks.
I'm not asking for him to listen. I'm not asking for him to hit on all. Listen, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Confused because
I'm I'm not asking for him to hit on all 8 or 9 or 10 draft picks. What I'm saying is he had 5 picks. 5 picks in the top 97. He traded up for a hurt receiver. He took Pascal, who had an injury history, and he took most of these players because they were captains, but most of these people were hurt, including the tight end. That's a dumb pick. He got his first catch in week 8. Bravo.
Look, if your GM is getting 2 to 3 hits a draft, he's phenomenal. He's as much as I don't think Derek Barnes
I'm glad you said that.
playmaker.
I'm glad
What's
you
that?
said that. I'm glad you said that. You know why? Because I can show you this too, right? Just out of curiosity. You said if your GM is getting 1 to 2 hits, he's
No,
phenomenal.
2 to 3. 2 to 3.
Okay, so 2 to 3, he's phenomenal. Right?
Yep.
You know who else was doing that? And we fired him?
Don't tell me Mayhew.
No.
Patricia.
Quinn.
I was gonna
Quinn.
say. Yeah.
No,
Bro.
no, Bob Quinn did not.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. He
That's
hit.
awesome.
He hit
Please.
on.
Pull up the drafts
I'm
because
pulling it up right now.
again, you know what? Again, like Kenny Galladay, is that a hit? Because the reality is Matthew Stafford made him. So I'm not sure.
Hold on, if Malcolm Rodriguez is a hit, Kenny Galladay's a goddamn
Malcolm
hit.
Rodriguez is not a hit. He's
Oh,
not a hit.
okay. Well,
Yeah,
you
no.
brought him up.
Isn't he like the
I
best
brought him up
linebacker in
because
the
he's
draft right now?
actually performing, and he's out there on the field playing significant snaps and giving you quality production. I'm not saying he's a top linebacker.
Let's
But the
go.
guy
Let's
you
go
pulled
down
him-
though.
You pulled
Let's
him
go
out
down.
of the 6th round, though.
Let's go down. How many of these players were hits for Bob Quinn?
None of them.
So DeAndre Swift is not a hit.
No.
Swift.
He's never
Jonah
available.
Jackson.
How was that
Jonah
a hit?
Jackson is not a hit.
Jonah
Pro Bowl.
Jackson.
Pro
Jonah
Bowl.
Jackson, I would give you, yes.
Okay. I thought Pennicini was a hit, but he left. But whatever.
He was in the wrong
Quintez
defense,
Cephas-
though.
Yeah, he was. Quintez Cephas is not a hit.
No, God, no.
Okay. So Okuda, hit or not a hit?
No.
All right. So he got 1 out of this whole draft, in your opinion.
Yep. Next draft.
All right. T.J. Hockenson, a hit?
No.
Okay.
What?
How is TJ Hawkinson a hit? Someone explain.
How is he not? He's a top 10 tight end.
He's a top 10 tight end in the league that maybe has 3 or 4 tight ends. What does that mean?
We got
What does that
a
mean?
top 10 tight end.
Go pull up TJ Hawkinson's first 4 seasons and do a side by side with Eric Ebron. It's the same production.
Yeah,
Number
but Eric,
8 overall pick.
no, it's not the same production with 4 seasons. That you had Eric Ebron had a whole 5-year career, and that was
Go
compared
look
to
up-
3. It was compared to 3.
Go to Pro Football Reference.
I'm on there.
TJ Hawkinson, and then
We'll go to that in a minute. Let's go. So right here in this draft in 2019, he had no hits. Amani Oruwariye wasn't a hit. That's a 5th
read
round
them
pick.
off. I'm driving, so read them off.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, you are driving. My bad. T.J. Hockenson, you said not a hit. Jelani Tavai, not a hit. Will Harris, hit or miss?
I mean, he's kind of between both. I would still say miss, though.
Okay, Austin Bryant, hit or miss?
Yep, miss.
Amani Oruwariye, 5th round, hit or miss?
Miss.
Travis Fulgham,
Miss.
Ty Johnson,
Miss.
Isaac Nada, and P.J. Johnson.
I don't even know who the fuck they are. Miss.
All right. Now listen, we finna keep going.
I'm being no, I'm not even.
He said, don't even know who the fuck they are. I'm not mad at you.
I'm gonna be honest though.
I don't
Jameson
even know who he
Williams
is
is not
either,
a
bro.
hit though, right?
Okay.
I gotta be fair. Jameson Williams is not a hit. If fucking Swift and Okuda aren't, sure as hell JMO isn't. So again, keep going down the list. Read them off. Feel
All
free.
right, so this 2018, Frank Ragnow, hit or miss?
Absolutely hit.
Kerryon Johnson, hit or miss?
Man.
Tracy Walker, hit or miss?
Tracy Walker's a what round?
3rd round.
Hit.
Deshaun Hand, 4th round.
Ooh, good value. I'll say good value.
Okay. Terrell Crosby, who is real vocal right now.
Yeah, fuck that motherfucker. Fuck my dick.
He's
He's a
talking hella shit, ain't he? Talking
Uh,
hella
Nick-
shit, ain't he?
Nick.
He's a myth.
7th round pick, Nick Baldwin at fullback.
Nah, I don't care about fullbacks, so we'll pass.
Okay.
I'm not even going to give you an answer.
All right, let's go to the next draft. I think this might have been his 2nd draft. This is 2017. Jared Davis, hit or miss?
Miss.
Tease Tabor, hit or miss?
Complete ass.
Kenny Galladay.
Booty juice.
Complete ass. You right.
Kenny Galladay, hit or miss?
He was a hit in Detroit, but he's looking like a complete miss without.
Well, I think he had a harsh reality about that money chasing. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, hit or miss?
Miss.
Michael Roberts, hit or miss?
Miss.
Jamal Agnew, hit or miss?
He's a hit out in Jacksonville. He was a miss for Detroit.
Okay, but still a miss for you, right?
Yep.
Jeremiah Ledbetter, 6th-round pick. Brad Kaya, 6th-round pick. And then Pat O'Connor, DN, 7th-round pick.
Yeah, misses.
All right, let's go down to his first draft. This is Bob Quinn's first draft. Taylor Decker, hit or miss?
Absolute hit.
A'Shawn Robinson, hit or miss?
He was a hit in the NFL, not for the Lions, though.
Okay, Graham Glasgow, hit or miss?
Well,
that's a good question.
That's a good one. I don't want to say either, to be honest with you.
Well, we got to give him one.
I would say solid, right? I mean, Malcolm Rodriguez would probably fall into the solid category for now, right? Players that are not like bona fide stars, but, they're decent. You didn't fuck it up.
Okay. Listen, I'm just asking you. You said they got to get two. You said 2 to 3.
Yep.
I'm getting 2, but some of them you just killing for the hell of it. I ain't mad though. Miles Killebrew in the 4th round.
I know I'm harsh. Go ahead.
Miles Killebrew in the 4th round.
Killebrew, decent value, but miss.
All right, Joe Dow, 5th round.
Miss.
Antoine Williams, 5th round.
The rest of these guys are misses. I don't even remember them.
You don't remember Anthony Zettel? He played a little bit for him.
Who?
He played a little bit for him.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. So
guard and tackle. Who everybody got close to the water boy. Got close to the water bottles.
But for you, you're saying that he's only had one. You've given him 2 hits in each one of these drafts, which by your standard means that he's a good general manager.
I've given him 1 or 2. Most of them were ones from.
The only one you gave him a 1 on was 2017.
2017 was a 1. 2018 was 2. 2019 was a 1. Yeah, because I didn't give him T.J. Hawkinson. I gave him Will Harris.
Oh yeah. You killed T.J. Hawkinson, which I find funny, but fair enough.
Why though? I'm curious. I don't get how spending the 8th overall pick on a guy that isn't giving you anything is working. I'm trying to find fucking candy to pass out to these fucking kids, and I can't find it. Fucking
go to Sam Club. I swear to God, you go to Sam Club, Costco's, or BJ's, bro.
It's too far from my house, dude.
The dollar store.
Dollar store. I was just gonna say that. Dollar store, bro.
Dollar Generals are everywhere, man.
All right.
Dollar
pumpkin
store.
pie.
All right, let me.
Their kids want this pumpkin pie.
All right, so now let me get back on.
Keep it real with you guys,
bro. If I put up to your house and you gave me a slice of fucking pumpkin pie, I swear to God, I'm gonna throw it at your house. I swear to God.
And it's gonna be individually wrapped too. Oh no, it's something in that.
Dude, I love pumpkin pie.
Okay, so here's why I'm okay with TJ Hawkinson. The tight end business is a hard one to fill on every level. It's really hard to find a tight end that can do anything. The Lions don't scheme their offense up to go to the tight ends, which is weird. Most teams do, like Kansas City, the 49ers. I'm trying to think of who else do the tight end thing. I'm surprised that the Falcons don't do it, and they got Kyle Pitts. I'm like, can y'all get this man more involved for the life of God?
Yeah, he's like a miss right now too.
I'm just saying, but it's just people are not scheming it into it. So just because he's not being schemed into it doesn't mean that he's not a thing. The one thing I am disappointed with him is his blocking. He was brought here to be a do-all tight end. But my thing is, if you can trade him and still get value, he has value to him. And so for me, I'm cool with keeping value. At this point, I thought the biggest problems with this team was always the defensive. Are you in Target walking that goddamn fast?
Dude, I'm trying to find something. I don't know. Should I give out beef jerky?
Hey, man.
Oh my God.
I would say beef jerky.
Chat,
I hit your house twice.
Chat, I need y'all help. Adam is trying to figure out what the hell to get these kids. He's a few steps away from giving them some goddamn Pringles and some damn beef jerky. Please help this man out. Any ideas of what Adam can hand the kids for Halloween? I cannot with this.
Dumb suckers, bro.
First, he wanted to get them some goddamn pumpkin pie. I mean, what the hell's coming next?
Hey, cats.
I don't know. I just grabbed the closest 4 bags I could. This is my first time doing this for my wife, so here we are. She told me she was running out, so I had to pick it up on my way home.
We got some suggestions. Hold on, let me see. On the way, what the hell is this?
chips. What the hell am I going to do
I
giving up
can't.
chips?
He didn't say anything. What is this? OTW? What is this? I don't know. We got chips. He says, Adam, just get chips. Somebody says,
Yeah, I don't know what
pickled
that
eggs. Who in the hell gives out pickled eggs?
Pickle eggs.
Bruh. Doc, you tripping today.
No, just give him ketchup. That's a Luke G.
To
special.
get back on track.
Oh my god, here we go this ketchup.
We got a few, man. Listen, I don't know nothing about no ketchup. I got at least another 4 years.
I could give out.
Buff Duff said you can give out motivated quoting cards. So, I don't know what that's.
Oh yeah, I be TP in his house.
Oh, you got.
Let me get to this last point because I really want to ask you all this question, including Adam. I'm starting off with you, Adam, because I'm curious about this. Give out condoms, Mike. What the hell is going on?
I would do it.
He could give
Adam, I can see you doing that too, Adam.
He could give out Dan Campbell motivational speeches. He could give the kids Dan Campbell motivational speeches to go to school tomorrow.
Wait, but how does Mike say give out condoms? And the first thing Adam says, oh yeah, good idea. Great, brilliant.
Great idea.
Brilliant. Listen,
It's
I
a
gotta
freak
talk
on
about
your
this
block,
because-
Adam.
Because when you look at this Lions team right now, Adam, this is just me asking in general. Right now, you look at this Lions team. I need you to tell me one thing they can do to fix this team. If you believe that is fire Dan Campbell and that fixes this team, then so be it. But I need that one move that you believe fixes this team. Because I believe there is one move that they can do to right the ship.
I don't think there's one move. I do think if they got rid of him, they would be a better football team, though. But that's irrelevant. I don't think that's the move to make now.
Okay. What do you think, Crimson? One move that you think can fix this?
One move I think can fix this. Honestly, I don't think if there's one move, it's going to take at least a year or two. You're going to have to overhaul this roster. You're going to have to bring in some guys. Draft picks are going to have to develop. It's not just firing a coach. You're looking at next season. It's a Bryce Young tank season. I'm sorry. It's Bryce Young.
I got one move that I think can be had that fixes this team. What about you, Grizzly? What you got? One move that you think can help this team and fix them right now?
Trade for a linebacker.
Wait. Adam. He said give out pictures of Micro Michelle. You need to give out the Micro Michelle pictures and you good to go, Adam. You can win that way.
Grab your receipt.
Lord Jesus.
See you again soon.
Now you say get a linebacker, right?
Trade for a linebacker.
I think there's one move they can make right now that can really help this team and fix everything. And it's a move that they're not even gonna think about doing. I think they just simply need to go out and trade for a safety.
You know what they need to do? I got one better. I got one better.
What's that?
How about you want to save money instead of firing Dan Campbell? How about you trade him? Trade Dan Campbell and the Rams' first-round pick and get rid of him and send him to some team that would be willing to take his fucking contract. How about that?
And who's gonna coach the team?
I don't fucking know. My mother could do a better job at this point. But without sounding like an asshole, I do think if he's going to stay, and he is going to stay, he's going to be here next year, by the way.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if I think.
And Luke, you know would be my opinion.
What's your one move?
Trade for Devin Bush.
You're not going to get that kind of a player, no matter how badly, how much capital you offer. What the Lions need to do, all right, is they need to stick to their guns, and they need Brad Holmes to keep getting a few players every draft. He needs to spend more money. They're going to have to cut Jared Goff at the end of the year, whether they like it or not, because you need that $25 million to go improve your football team. And then once you improve your football team and everybody's better and you add a few pieces that you like, Dan Campbell's still going to lose you a football game, so it's not going to matter.
It's funny. Actually, I'm on the fence to where I'm like trying to sell Jared Goff like a used car. I want something for a trade value, possibly. I'll take a fifth or sixth or something for the
Coach
guy.
won every retired quarterback.
Somebody out there is going to be like,
you don't want to eat that salary cap hit. You want him cut after June 14th, I think. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's like June 1st. But I know what you're talking about.
Got the date down. He ready
Let me hit some things in the chat before we get up out of here because I gotta get that up with my kids. John Jones says Adam is headed. John Jones says Adam is heading to get some cocaine. That is terrible. All right.
Hand that out to the kids.
Fuck
This
these
is-
kids. I don't even want to fucking give out candy. It's a stupid fucking idea. I hate this fucking holiday. I don't
Just
even like
open
Who
the
do
it.
door
you
and
think
say,
will be
"Fuck
fired
you."
after the Bills game? After the Bills game, I think Aaron Glenn is out of here.
Aaron Glenn should have been gone
Is it
last
rude
week.
if I throw candy at kids or not?
I mean, it would be rude. I mean, because nowadays kids are shooting, so I would be
I'm
very
just gonna
cautious.
ask them if they like Dan Campbell. If they say yes, I'm gonna fucking hit them in the head.
Listen, Anthony
Get up
Anthony
and
from
get
Florida
him,
Lions
gun, load it
UK
up with
says
cannons.
draft every player from Michigan in the next draft, Luke. That's apparently solves everything, including world hunger. I know. I cannot. Every damn Michigan player. I cannot. Let me see. All right, listen. Let's get to these final thoughts, man. I gotta get going. this it started out one direction and we turned it to something totally different. So I'm not mad at it. Let's go to the final thoughts. Start off with you, my man. Clearly, my man Malik is out here showing and representing Michigan. As you heard him say, trade for Devin Bush, a guy who is an undersized linebacker, but we're not going to judge that because that's not what we do here. What you got for your final thoughts, people?
Well, my final thoughts for today is I just need the Lions do not stop picking up Michigan State ways and that scoring in the second half. That's what I need them to. That's what I need them to not do. I don't know if they think Mel Tucker is their coach, but they coach is Dan Campbell, not Mel Tucker. Some dude who's doing the talk in the middle of the game. I don't even know what he do. He must think he at Florida State. My apologies. I'm gonna just be quiet now, Luke. I'm gonna just be quiet now.
Okay, I see. Adam, this is what I deal with being a Michigan State fan and people feeling really good about themselves until they go and play Ohio State and then can be brought back down to earth and miss another opportunity for a national champion. I'm gonna have to burn the shit out of Grizzlies hat. We're gonna leave that alone. Grizzly, give me your final thoughts, man.
My final thoughts is, man, just we need holy water for the rest of the season. So other than that, I don't know, man. We just need prayer. We need prayer for our defense, man. Everybody need baptized on the defense again, man.
Man, listen, I got Steve-O. I got Steve-O talking trash about, man. Okay, all right. I see. Oh, listen, keep that same energy, okay? Keep that same energy. Crimson, give people your final thoughts, man.
I'm here to represent the Church of Red Wings. Come with us. It's much better over here. Please come with this side. You'll like Dylan Larkin a lot better. He's a much better captain than Goff, for the love of God. It's a little less painful.
Don't forget about Bertuzzi.
Oh, my
Oh, God. Don't get me started with that knuckle puck, man. That looks so freaking painful.
Listen, Adam, give me your final thought. I mean, and please spare the cocaine.
Yeah, I got you. You know, some great advice. If you want to live past 50, don't fucking watch the Lions. If you want to die like me before 50, keep watching the Lions.
Adam, you are getting a little gray on that hair from the Lions. I think you might need to.
Dude, I gotta have like a fucking bi-weekly checkup with my doctor because of my fucking blood pressure. Then he has the balls to text me every morning, like Mondays. Hey, man, this isn't good for your health. You shouldn't be yelling. Fuck you. I'm mad. Of course I'm gonna yell.
See my father.
Let me get into my final thoughts, good people. All my guests who came in, everybody who came into the show and rocked out, I appreciate it. Again, I had fun today. It was my first day back since, losing my brother and everything. So
no shit. I'm so sorry, Luke.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. I do. I
I
appreciate
messaged
it.
you on the book, bro. Like I said, I send my thoughts and my prayers out to your family.
Yeah, I saw it, but I don't know how to work Facebook, bro. I swear to God, it's so confusing. It's so many little buttons you press, and I'm confused by it. So I'm sorry. I was trying to figure it out. But today's positive quote comes from the internet. Don't know who said it exactly, but it says, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Difficulties are things that show a person what they are. Yeah, y'all been trying to get through life real easy. Y'all see, the moment something becomes too challenging, you want to duck your head in and go the easy route. Sometimes the road that is the hardest is the best road to building who you are. It's the one that sets you up for character. It's the one that builds you up for greatness. You getting caught up in trying to find the easier things in life, but it's the hard ones that build you. It's the times where you couldn't do it that made you stronger. The times where you was not sure how it was going to happen that made you go through it. And every time I look around and find opportunities for something to be a little bit easy, I ask myself, is it real? Because chances are, if it's easy, it's probably not real. Nothing in life is real. Breathing ain't easy. Sitting up there waking up ain't easy. Going to work ain't easy. Taking care of children ain't easy. Being married ain't easy. Friends and family ain't easy. Every time you look at things that you thought was going to be easy, ask yourself, why is it? Because it's probably a good chance you're faking it. There's probably a good chance that what you thought it is not what you thought it was, or maybe you just don't like challenging yourself. So before you decide to take the easier road, ask yourself this question. Which one makes you better? The easy road or the difficult one? That being said, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell, and as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research. Gentlemen, y'all do not got to hop. It's just the audacity.
My nephew played for Michigan, Davion Smith. That's the only person I like from Michigan.
The audacity. Y'all don't got to hop off, gentlemen. We are out.